Hello, my dear students. How are you all? I think you are fine and okay and preparing for the coming exam. My dear students, here I am, Dewan Mohammed, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Milestone College, Uttara Dhaka, welcoming you all to my today's lecture. And my today's lecture will be on answering MCQ question, that is multiple choice questions, and answering short questions. So my dear students, I know you have already got much more information on this topic from our seasoned, experienced and favorite teachers. Today I will not go in for detail, rather I will give you some points so that you can have a clear conception on this very topic. My dear students, come to the point, and I think you have already eyed the new syllabuses, that is the revised syllabuses given to you by board. Let's have a look at the new syllabus. My dear students, your EFT contains 15 units, and from 15 units, 7 units have been selected for you. Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4, Unit 5 and Unit 7, at the same time Unit 12. In total, 7 units have been selected for you, and 8 units have been discarded. And part 1, that is from scene comprehension 1, you have to answer for 55 marks. And for MCQ, you have to answer 10 MCQ, total marks 10. For question answer, you have to answer 5 questions, total marks 15. Close test with close, total marks 10. Close test without close, total marks 10. And rearranging, total marks 10. Here in MCQ, previously it was a 5 marks question, but now it is a 10 mark question. And for question answer, previously it was a 10 mark question, now it is a 15 mark question. And in case of close test with close, previously it was a 5 mark question, now it is 10 mark question, my dear student. My dear students, in part 2, you have to answer 3 types of question. Number 1, and it is basically called guided writing, and it contains 45 marks. Number 1, you have to answer a paragraph, and it is a 15 mark question. Then you have to go for a story writing. It is also a 15 mark question. And finally, you have to answer an informal letter, and it is also a 15 mark question. So in total 45. And you know, part 1 you have to answer for 55 marks, part 1, and for part 2 you have to answer for 45 marks. So GT, grand total 100 marks, my dear students. So I think you have understood the revised syllabuses that is given to you by board. One thing that is important, my dear students, your first question is MCQ and short question answer, as it is a first item of your question. So my dear students, you have to very much meticulous while answering this question, because if you make mistakes at random in these questions, so the examiner may have negative impression, not you, on your khata. So be meticulous while answering these 2 questions, that is question 1A MCQ and B short question answer, because morning shows the day. If your beginning is good, all your writing will be good and very much meticulous, I think, my dear students. My dear students, MCQ questions are said to serve a number of purposes. According to NCDB, look at this. MCQ can be set for testing a number of strategies and skills related to reading, such as scanning, skimming, reading for gist, inferencing, that is gauging the meaning from the context, and comprehension check. So these are the criteria you will be assessed through MCQ. And in an MCQ question, so 4 options are given where one option is correct and another 3 options are incorrect. My dear students, you are to answer or you are to pick the right one, discarding the incorrect one. My dear students, regarding short answering questions. So, in order to answer short questions, you have to encounter 2 type of questions. First one, open-ended questions. And here, open-ended questions are set to measure the higher level skills like your comprehending power, your analyzing ability, your synthesizing ability, and evaluating something. My dear students, here the question starts like explain the following, compare and contrast, give your reason. This is solely depend on you. That is, answer will be totally dependent on you. And here answer may vary from students to student because your ability is not the same to all. One's ability can be different from another one. That's why answer may vary from students to students. And this is basically a higher level skill examining strategy. And that's why these open-ended questions are set. There is another type of question you may encounter. I am coming it in my next slide. My dear students, I have already informed you in an open-ended questions, answer may vary from student to student because each student has their own discretion and they have to apply their own discretion in order to answer this question. In an open-ended question, you may not have the exact answer you will find in the passage. Rather, you have to find out the point or implied answer in the passage. Then you will be able to answer this question. But regarding close-ended questions, the answers are given in the passage directly. But can you write it directly? My answer or simple answer is no. You are not allowed to take anything or write anything blindly from the given passage. Rather, you have to use the paraphrase or you can change the vocabulary using synonym. That is, you have to use synonym. You can change the synonym of some words given in the passages. So my suggestion is, if the question is close-ended, that is, the answers are given in the passage, you will not actually copy it blindly from the given passage. Rather, use paraphrase or use synonym of some words so that examiner cannot understand that you are copying the answers from the passage directly. Rather, you have written it on your own words, my dear students. My dear students, in order to show you how to answer MCQ and short question answers, I have taken Anand Mohan College Mymensingh. It's a test question of 2019 and the passage is these. I know you have book in front of you, so go to Anand Mohan College Mymensingh. My dear student, first of all, we have to read the passage clearly and minutely in order to scanning, skimming for specific purpose and so many things that are related to reading. Now come to the point. I am reading it before you line to line so that you can understand the meaning of the passage. A vast mangrove forest shared by Bangladesh and India that is home to possibly 500 Bengal tigers. So it's a home of Bengal tigers and the number is 500. But the irony of fate is being rapidly destroyed by how many causes? So destroyed by erosion, first one, then rising sea levels, second one, then storm surges, So third one. So these three causes are responsible for the destroying of these mangrove forests, that is the Sundarbans. Who says this? According to a major study by researchers at the Geological Society of London, that is ZSL and others. So these are the causes of the erosion of these vast mangrove forest. Number one, river erosion. Second one, rising sea levels. And third one, storm surges, my dear students. So take it as granted these three causes are responsible for destroying of this mangrove forest. Come to the next point. So my dear students, the Sundarban forest took the brunt of super cyclone Cedar in 2007, but new satellite studies show that 71% of the forested coastline is retreating by as much as 200 meters a year. That is, 71% of the forested coastline is decreasing and as much as 200 meters a year. That is, Sundarbans is losing 200 meters of its land every year in the Bay of Bengal. If erosion continues, that is, if this happens continuously at this pace and with this speed, already threatened tiger populations, so tigers are already threatened and endangered, what would be their future? So already threatened tiger populations living in the forest will be further at risk. They will be vanished or they will be totally disappear from this biodiverse area, my dear students. My dear students, Natalie Pectorelli, one of the report's authors, said, what he said? Coastline retreat is evident everywhere. So everywhere we see the trace of retreat, the trace of disappearance of the Sundarbans. So a continuing rate of retreat would see these parts of the mangrove disappear within 50 years. So if this pace continues, it would be disappeared within 50 years, my dear students. On the Indian side of the Sundarbans, we have already known that Sundarban is shared by India and Bangladesh. So on the Indian side of the Sundarbans, the island which extends most to the Bay of Bengal has receded by an average of 150 meters a year. That is, every year 150 meters is decreasing or is going into the Bay of Bengal, my dear students. So my dear students, the Sundarbans is known for vanishing islands, but the scientists say the current retreat, that is the decrease of the mangrove forest on the southern coastline, is not normal. That is abnormally decreasing the land area of Sundarbans, basically in the southern part. The causes for increasing coastline retreat other than direct anthropogenic one, that is because of the unwise activities of human, there are other causes like include increased frequency of storm surges and extreme natural events, rises in sea level and increased salinity, which increases the vulnerability of the mangroves, said Pectorelli. And I have already told you who was or who is Pectorelli. He is one of the authors of these, that is about Sundarbans' decreasing tendency nowadays, my dear students. Okay, my dear students, our results indicate a rapidly retreating coastline that cannot be accounted for by the regular dynamics of the Sundarbans. Degradation is happening first. And as a result, what happens? Weakening this natural shield, that is the Sundarbans, for India and for Bangladesh. So my dear students, as human development thrives and global temperature continues to rise, two reasons. Human development thrives, that is, the development of human is increasing day by day, and global temperature continues to rise, and the temperature of the global is increasing day by day. So natural protection from tidal waves and cyclone is being degraded at an alarming rate. And this will inevitably lead to, that is, as a consequent or consequently, these two things will lead to species loss in this richly biodiverse part. As we have already known that Sundarban has a very rich biodiversity, and because of the development of human tribes and global temperatures, these species, these natural species or biodiverse part of the world will be extinct if nothing is done to stop it, my dear student. My dear students, the last portion of the passage, according to JSL tiger expert Shara Christie said about the majestic animal, that is tigers, the Sundarbans is a critical tiger habitat, one of only a handful of remaining forest big enough to hold several hundred tigers. So to lose the Sundarbans would be to move a step closer to the extinction of these majestic animals. My dear students, we have already finished reading the total text or the total passage, and I think you have already understood the point, the necessary questions or necessary MCQ or the short questions that may come from this passage. Now I will go for those questions and try to solve it. My dear students, now we will solve the MCQ question. And from the very first question, we see that choose the correct answer from the alternatives. So 4 answers are given here, and we have to pick the right answer. And the first question is, what could be the verb form of the word erosion? So 4 answers are given. I have already told you. First one, erode. Second one, erofy. Third one, erode. And second one, erosive. Here we can easily detect that the verb form of erosion is erode. So erode is the right answer. Second one, what is the noun form of the word biodiverse? So we can read out 4 answers: biodiversion, biodivergence, biodiversences, and biodiversity. So we know, my dear students, the noun form of biodiverse is biodiversity. So biodiversity is the best answer or correct answer. My dear students, I have already told you, you have to know the meaning of the vocabulary given in the passage. At the same time, you have to know the interchange of parts of speech, my dear students. My dear students, come to MCQ number C. What could be the best antonym of the word extent in the passage? Mind it, antonym of extent. That is, we can easily pick the answer. It would be diminish. So diminished would be the antonym of the word extent. And another 3 words, lengthen, broaden, and enlarge is the synonym of extent. So my dear student, not only you have to know not only the meaning of words, you have to know also the antonym and synonym, as well as I have already told you, you have to know the interchange of parts of speech. Come to the point. MCQ D. These will inevitably lead to species loss. The underlined word, that is loss, is a noun, verb, adjective, or adverb. We can easily understand that loss is here used as a noun, my dear students. My dear students, now MCQ number E. What does the word handful mean? Here, at hand, in hand, a large number, a small number. So we can easily guess the answer would be a small number. Then in the passage, the underlined word took could be best replaced by bore, brought, caught and carried. My dear students, while I was reading the passage, we came across a line that the Sundarban forest took the brunt of super cyclone of 2007. Here, took means bear, that is carrying. So as it is in past form, so the past form of bear is bore. So the right answer would be bore, my dear students. So MCQ number G. What does extinction mean? Extermination, preservation, protection and exile. So according to the passage, we can easily detect the synonym of extinction. Here extinction means extermination. And then MCQ number A is, what does the word surge in the passage refer to? Destruction, create, swell and break. So the answer would be swell, that is spreading something. My dear students, we will go for the next one. Come to the point, my dear students. MCQ I. The best synonym of retreat is bring together, go back, vanish or exist. So according to the meaning of retreat, we can find easily the synonym of retreat. It would be vanish. So vanish would be the best answer for retreat. And last but not the least, the word anthropogenic, look at the word, refers to human, animal, plant and water. So answer would be definitely human, because this is related to anthropology. That is, human is related to anthropology. My dear student, in this way you can cover up, or in this way you can answer MCQ questions. So to recapitulate my MCQ answering procedure, I can say that you have to know the vocabularies, you have to know the synonym and antonym of those vocabularies. At the same time, you have to know the changing pattern of parts of speech. At the same time, you have to know the conjugation of verbs along with some other information, my dear students. My dear students, you have already known or learned a lot about answering short questions from our seasoned teacher. Here I will just discuss two questions and take it as a model, and you can write your own answer following this model. The question is, which factors will lead to species loss in the Sundarbans? So answer would be like that, and I can say you answer may vary from students to students. Unwise activities of human, basically these are the factors responsible to species loss in the Sundarbans. Unwise activities of human, rising global temperature, degradation of natural protection from tidal waves, etc. will lead to species loss in the Sundarbans. This may be the standard answer of the question, my dear students. So my dear students, second question, what is the present condition according to the passage of the Sundarbans? So these may be the model answer. The present condition of Sundarbans according to the passage is vulnerable, that is at risk because of being destroyed by erosion, rising sea levels, storm surges and rising of the global temperature. Basically this is the present condition of the Sundarbans. My dear students, thank you so very much for staying with me, and here I can call it a day, and with the hope of your better health, thank you so very much.